Good morning, day 35. Good morning, day 35. It's probably like 8:15 or something, and just getting the day started. So we ended up changing our plan a little bit just because we were looking forward. I think we've got like 31 miles, so we're planning to do like a 20 today and then get into Damascus tomorrow. However, there's I think this section of the trail was actually closed last year because of aggressive bears at, I think, Double Spring Shelter to another shelter, which I think is like a span of like 13 miles. So they say like you're not allowed to camp at or they were closed, you're not allowed to camp at the shelters. You need to be like very like bear aware. And it's interesting because it was in AWOLD, but it wasn't on like gut hooks. But we just want to kind of err on the side of caution a little bit, and we decided we're going to do I think maybe a 16 to Low Gap and then go into the Hostel. I think it's like the rabbit hole, and we desperately would like to do laundry and a shower. It's been almost a week and it's been very sweaty, so we would really like to do that and then finish up to Damascus on the following day. So that's kind of like the plan. We'll kind of see how things come together overall, but yeah, I don't know, very interesting that no one really at the hostels before when we went to Black Bear Resort or even Boots Off said anything. So it's probably still early in the year, but we're just trying to be like really cautious just because we do know that that section was closed because of aggressive bears. So interesting. But yeah, today looks like a very sunny, beautiful day, and I think it should be more mellow hiking. Yesterday felt like a lot of uphill, so I was really exhausted, but today should be good. Starting to warm up now. Gotta say, I really do love, especially when it's gonna be warm, hiking in the morning. Let me know in the comments, are you more of an evening hiker or a morning hiker? Good morning. It's been a really peaceful morning so far. Haven't seen any other hikers, just the birds. I'm a bit ahead of the snake farm, so it's kind of funny. We were talking about this yesterday a little bit of just how much we have been hiking together, which is really fun, and it's nice to have the shared experience, but it's so important to just, I don't know, be in your own head a little bit when you're hiking. And we're able to just hike and be in silence, but it is different. Like, you're still in the presence of someone else. So I think we're going to try that a little bit more. And that's actually how I normally hike, and I think how he normally hikes. But, you know, we like to spend time together, and it's fun. But I think it's a nice balance. And we were just realizing, like, we really have been hiking together the entire, 400 plus miles so far. So it's kind of a nice little break to, I don't know, have a slow morning and, I don't know, take the time to enjoy where I am. And I bet he's having a nice morning too. And then we'll meet up back together. And I won't get on this too much, but I was also thinking, because Snake Farm and I were just kind of reviewing the plan and how far we've hiked and what we've thought so far. And it's really different because it's my first time seeing all these places, and it's his second time, so it's fun to do it together, but it takes a little excitement, I guess, out of seeing a new place or not knowing what's ahead. And I know that's a big reason why he likes to hike, to adventure and see new things. And he doesn't have gut hooks. He likes to use the book and just kind of let things unfold. So I don't know, I appreciate that. It's like serendipity a little bit. And I have gut hooks, so we kind of work together a little bit. But just, this trail has been so interesting because mile for mile, I do think it's very challenging. There's a lot of elevation gain and loss. It's pretty hard on your body. You're getting less miles. And I think that mental shift for me has been interesting. Just averaging like 12 to 15 it's less than I'm used to, so things feel like it's taking longer. But at the same time, the days feel so full. Like there's so much that you're seeing, or people you're interacting with, or everyone's meeting up by the shelter. So it's a whirlwind for sure, whirlwind. But I guess just the accessibility aspect is really interesting, and maybe I'll talk more on that. But I would really like to know, I guess for you guys, what you think of, you know, the shelters or the slack packing or all the hostels, because it reminds me of the Camino in a lot of ways. I hiked that in 2018, the Camino del Norte, and pretty much every night you're staying in a hostel or albergue. I ended up doing wild camping, which technically you're not allowed to do because there's no public land in Spain. It's all like private land. But I mean, I really didn't have a problem, and I would go into the albergues for like nights that it was rainy or something. But I don't know, it's nice because it opens the accessibility to so many other people who, you know, maybe they don't want to do a whole through hike, or they can't take off that much time. But it's a different experience, you know. It's not the same as going Georgia to Maine with your pack the whole way and doing a northbound hike or southbound hike. So I don't know, I've been thinking about that. Maybe I'll touch on it a little bit more, but I'd really like to know what you guys think, or how the trail has changed, or what are the good things about it, maybe the negatives. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep hiking. I'm starting to go uphill. Now there's a log. Up we go. Woohoo, got us a wilderness sign. Big Laurel Branch Wilderness, Cherokee National Forest. Ow, ow! So I believe we are leaving because we're going this way, a little bit more up. But we're kind of just dancing on this like ridge line, just like the top of this. Really nice views, starting to heat up. It's a gorgeous day. There's a deer. Looking at me, huh? Oh, there's a couple. Hi, guys. Just about leaving Iron Mountain Shelter. Finally saw Snake Farm, and also met Poppins here. So that was really nice to kind of see another hiker. We hadn't seen really too many today. It's been quite, yeah.
Pretty quiet. Saw some deer.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
both saw some deer.
I think all three of us saw them.
Yeah.
Nice. I saw 4 down at Turkey Pen Gap.
Yeah, feels like a nice spring day. Oh, interesting, we're not going up, we're going down. And that's because we're going to the gap. Leaving the road now, very cushy. We got another 6.6 to low gap. It's so funny, I think it's just about 1 now. And we decided to go into the Rabbit Hole Hostel, which is only 2 miles from this road down here. And we just wanted to call to see if they would pick us up also at low gap, because that's another 6.6, and that way it just makes tomorrow an easy, like, I don't know, 16-mile day. So that kind of worked a little better for us because it's only like 1 now. And I was calling the guy, and this other person was driving because we were right next to the road, and he's kind of like waving at us. I was like, oh, he like wants to give us a ride. So I was kind of like on the phone with the guy, and I was like, oh, hey, like, hi, I had a question. And the other guy's trying to like talk to us. And so he pulls over and he's like, it's me, you're the one with me. And so I was like, oh, so I hung up, and that was Rabbit from the Rabbit Hole. And he was really nice, and we asked the questions right there, so it was perfect. It was perfect timing. So it was pretty funny just how everything worked out, but that is our plan. And I'm excited. I'm honestly I don't know if it's just the sun or maybe just everything, but I'm a little snoozy today. But this hike right now is so cruisy and nice and lovely, so I think we can just get some miles in, have a nice lunch, and then get picked up and finally shower. This is the handicap accessible trail, is what Snake Farm was saying.
It sure is.
Thanks, love.
Nice to see. Nice to see something like this.
It is.
I've been in Canada a few times and they had, I don't know, probably just a chance encounter, but there's a few handicap accessible trails. Yeah,
it's so interesting. I was kind of just mentioning earlier about the accessibility with who can get out here and just the what the hotels and the hostels provide for services. And I guess the main thing is just people getting out here and being able to appreciate how beautiful it is. Damn good lunch spot. This is chicken salad with some crunchy mix-ins on our tortilla. Thought I would take a moment and do a little video. Snake Farm was just saying, what a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky.
It's just the treat we needed after a somewhat blah, kind of boring morning.
Yeah.
Nice to come up here.
Yeah, it is. It's very like refreshing and nice to get like a really good view, like 360.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It feels like spring today. It really does. Shelter. Double spring. Ooh, baby, made it to Low Gap. And we didn't see anything about the bears, but we already have our plan in motion and it's very loud. Hi, Snake Farm. Went over here to the general store, or the country store. Is amazing. So 7 o'clock now. Our plans changed. We got a hitch into the country store and we got some food, just some light snacks for tomorrow because we're going into Damascus and we didn't really need that much. We're gonna be back on trail. We're talking to a couple people about the bears and I don't think there's been any incidences this year so far, so feeling good about that. And we decided to just come back on trail. The hitch was actually pretty easy. This woman was like, oh, I saw you earlier, so that was kind of nice. And now we're just doing a mile or two to find a camp spot.